Our mission is to create products that help patients in 3 specific areas. And so since we sell to doctors, professional offices, we have a much higher standard of trust that needs to be built into our product.
You do go the extra yard in making sure that your products are the very best, and they're tested and they're produced in facilities that are regulated. That's very important when you're choosing these products. And you had sent me home with some of these sleep gummies.
Great studies show that CBD with low doses of THC, just enough to slow the brain down to allow the brain to relax and get the sleep that you need. So when your head hits a pillow, you like literally have a smile on your face. Your body's like, ah.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Mark, and we are here again with another Stem Cell Doc podcast. We have an amazing guest on today. I'm so thrilled to introduce this gentleman. Before we get started, I just want everyone to know that if you are searching for regenerative medicine and evaluating what type of products are available, remember, choosing the highest quality of care can significantly change your life. And what we like to do is we like to evaluate so many products that are out in the market so we can not only help everyone out there, but help everybody around the world. Our mission has always been the same. Try to help as many people regain the quality of life as possible. And also, the life that they deserve, the life that we were designed to have. I want you to continue to research and ask questions. And we encourage you to, ask us questions. At the bottom of this podcast, there will be links that will tie you into how to reach me and how to reach our guests. And again, I encourage you to ask questions. It's the best thing for you. It'll actually enhance your knowledge in what's actually available out there. And it's always been a thrill of ours to help as many people as we can. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on the show today, Joe Kryszak, and he is with Sterling Products. And I had an opportunity to meet Joe at a huge convention held here in Maryland Chiropractic Association convention. And Joe was one of the keynote speakers. And as soon as I started to hear him speak, my ears just peaked right up because it's on a topic that I'm not too familiar with, but it's out there and everyone knows about it. And he happens to be at the top of the field in this product and education wise too. So Joe, I want to welcome you to the show. It's great to see you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, Mark. Great conversation in Maryland and super excited to be on the podcast. And I'm excited about what you do to help out your patients, help out and improve the life of Americans every day. And I think we're similar in that aspect, right? Where helping the body help itself and using tools that are out there to improve people's lives naturally is critical, game changer for people.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And, when I saw you up on stage up there, I was like, man, this guy's a powerhouse. I got to get to know him, and then after a while, you and I hanging out a little bit, we got to really realize, man, we were raised pretty similarly. We had fathers that cracked the whip on us, boy, to make sure we walked the straight and narrow path. And I think they would be proud today to see what we're doing and how we're trying to help people from all over the world. On your website, I just see it, medical grade CBD products, and you mainly distribute to professional offices. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the things that you do and provide?
Yeah. So my mission when I left corporate America 10 years ago and started Sterling was to provide natural holistic solutions for people, again, to help themselves through a number of ways. Our mission is to, create products that help patients in 3 specific areas. Number 1, reduce inflammation and pain naturally. Number 2, help people sleep better. And number 3, help people calm down and reduce the stress and anxiety that's out there. And we do that with Sterling Professional. We have a number of great CBD products. We call ourselves medical grade CBD for 4 key reasons. Number 1, We have robust independent third party testing on all of our products. So you know exactly what's in there, exactly what isn't in there. We have some amazing solventless extraction. So we're not using harsh chemicals or CO2 to extract it. We're literally just using ice water and air. We have incredible nanotechnology, and we're manufactured in a GMP certified food grade facility. And so since we sell to doctors, professional offices, we have a much higher standard of trust that needs to be built into our product. Um, because there's a lot of hype out there, right? There's a lot of confusion. CBD is, unfortunately, in my industry, there's what I call a lot of knuckleheads, right? I call them
A lot of knuckleheads, buddy. A lot.
and they're all over. But particularly in my industry, there's people who got high one time in high school who think they could launch a CBD company. Well, it's not like that, right? You're selling to doctors. You have to have the right combination, the right information, and the right training in order to produce a product worthy of being in a doctor's office or professional office.
You're exactly right. And I'll tell you one thing that attracted me to you and your company was the fact that you do go the extra yard in making sure that your products are the very best and they're tested and they're produced in facilities that are regulated. And that's very important when you're choosing these products because, like you said, there's people out there that are opening these companies in their garage, let's say, and producing
Yeah.
these products. And realistically, they're not medical grade. They're not the things that our bodies can respond to in the right way. And for me and all of the people that are out there watching this, the doctors that are in our network, I only want to provide the very, very best products that are available. And reviewing your products, and I'm on your website, and I'm looking at all your list of things that you provide. Man, you and I are going to have more podcasts than this because there's a lot of things that we need to discuss, and we don't have all day to do it today. So I'm going to have you back discussing some more of the products with specific conditions that you guys help. But, I'm going to tell you, Joe, you had suggested, I was telling you a little bit about my sleep pattern. I'm an early riser, and I literally sleep, 4 or 5 hours a night. I mean, that's it. My brain is always just I'm moving all the time, and I can't lay in bed. So sometimes I'm not getting the rest that I need. And you had sent me home with some of these sleep gummies, which, by the way, I took last night. And I
Awesome.
slept, I slept a solid 7 hours. So for me, all right, I'm ready to go right now. I'm pumped, so I just wanted to let you know that it was phenomenal. I didn't wake up in the middle of the night. I had a nice calm rest, and I woke up just fired up, ready to go. And my big question is to you is this something I could take every night?
Yeah, absolutely you can because it uses your body's own endocannabinoid system. We can talk a little bit about that later, but your body has a natural system that absorbs the cannabinoids. Harvard Medical School says the endocannabinoid system, ECS for short, is the most critical system in your body to create homeostasis, create balance in the body. And that does it in a number of ways. Most importantly, it's one of the only systems in your body, the ECS, that works retrograde. So instead of sending, the brain sending information one way, the neurons and cells and organs can talk to each other retrograde. So some
Mm-hmm.
great examples of that is you have inflammation, right? How does your joints and your muscles tell your immune system to stop producing histamines and prostaglandins, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the endocannabinoid system. It literally, Harvard Medical School calls it your body's traffic cop. It will
Mm-hmm.
send a system, okay, immune system, I don't need any more histamines. It literally tells it to stop. Another great example is there is an FDA drug approved for epilepsy, right? What happens with epilepsy? Brain firing too fast, brain firing too fast, brain firing too fast. How does one neuron tell another neuron through the synapse gap? Slow your roll, man. I got enough information, right? Literally retrograde
Mm-hmm.
through the endocannabinoid system. And you talked about sleep and how important it is. So we're at a keynote session where Dr. Andrew Huberman was the keynote speaker. He's the very, very famous neuroscientist out of Stanford. He's been on Joe Rogan and a lot of great podcasters. But when he was being interviewed, the um, moderator asked Dr. Huberman, so neuroplasticity, keeping the brain healthy, like what are the ways to keep the brain healthy? And Dr. Huberman said without a heartbeat, he's like, number one is sleep. Like you have to get sleep. When we were younger, we were saying, oh, I'm running on 3 hours of sleep or 4 hours of sleep, like as a badge of honor.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to get the sleep, and you can't get 3 hours of sleep one night and get 12 hours of sleep the next night. It doesn't balance out like that. The brain needs the sleep, and that is so important to create the neuroplasticity, let the brain repair itself so you have a good day the next day, and your brain can repair itself because it's absolutely critical for future success and keeping your brain healthy and working properly. So he said, number one thing, most important thing you can do to keep your brain healthy is get 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night.
Well, I wish I met you sooner, because I have that mentality like, yeah, man, as long as I get my 4 or 5 hours, I'm good to go. And yeah, I think that's the pride thing and the younger man syndrome thing. But
Yeah.
now I realize how important it is because your body, I mean, that's when we heal, when we're resting, when we're sleeping. And it is important. And I envy people when I hear, man, I sleep 10 hours every night. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be that guy, because,
Yeah.
again, I'm busy too, like you, and we're on the go all the time. And, but I do need a certain amount. And like last night with 7 hours, that did me pretty right, buddy.
It's perfect, right?
So,
You don't need 10 hours, you don't need 12 hours, but you need the regenerative sleep. Your
mm,
brain needs to repair itself, and
yep.
sleep is the most important thing to keep the brain healthy.
Now, when I saw you there too, at your booth, you had a booth there, which was impressive. You had a lot of products out, and of course, I was sampling a few of them, and even I'm looking like right now on your sheet, your order sheet, and there's just so many things that for us to talk about. The gummies, you have lotions, massage oils, CBD oils, just a bunch of products, even mushroom gummies, which that's a whole nother conversation. People out there that have no energy, or no focus, they have brain fog. So tell me a little bit about some of the products, like maybe the main products, because we can pick them out in future episodes, which one we want to talk about. But if you had to like introduce somebody to something today, what would be like the one, two, and three things that you would say everybody should be doing this?
We talked about a little bit about one of them, sleep gummies, because sleep is so important. Some great research that we've done and published some articles in chiropractic economics. I've published 20 articles in chiropractic economics. 4 of them were on sleep. One of them in particular that I think strikes a chord is science doesn't quite understand it, but COVID attacks the ACE2 receptors in the central nervous system, making sleep after having COVID much more problematic. And
Mhm.
Americans are notorious for not getting enough sleep. When you're not getting enough sleep, your body's tired, but your brain is going, right? You toss and turn. You're like, I just wish I can get some sleep. Well, what great studies show that CBD with low doses of THC, right? Our products aren't designed to get people high, right? We're not selling bong hits and joints here.
Mhm.
We are selling like medical grade product, low dose THC, just enough to slow the brain down to allow
Mhm.
the brain to relax and get the sleep that you need. So sleep gummies do fantastic in the offices that we're in. What's nice about it is you take one about 40, 45 minutes before you want to go to sleep. When your head hits a pillow, you like literally have a smile on your face. Your
Mhm.
body's like, ah,
Yeah, that
you
was me
fall
last
asleep.
night.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you get great sleep because the cool thing is that you don't wake up drowsy.
Hmm.
So one of the
That was a big thing, man. I wanted to ask you, because some people take this stuff and they're like, well, it's like NyQuil. I don't want to wake up the next day and be drowsy all day long. And I've got to work tomorrow. I know you have products that give you energy, but can people take these products and go to work?
I would not suggest a sleep gummy and go to
Yeah,
work because they
true.
definitely have,
That's
they
true.
definitely, they
Unless you're doing this, and we can goof
that's,
around a little bit.
yeah, yeah. But we do have, so the sleep gummies, you get a great night's sleep. The CBD has a short half-life in your body, and we sell sleep gummies with a little bit of THC, and we sell some with no THC because there are medical professionals, police
Mhm,
officers, military who can't have any THC in their system, and
mhm,
so it's when I say there's no THC in our product, it's literally not Joe Kryszak saying there's no THC in our product. It's the independent third party testing that proves there's nothing in our product. So sleep products are super critical. And one of the things that I talk about too is I call it the scourge of sleep medications. Like Ambien, other sleep medications are absolutely horrible for the brain. They
mhm,
shut down your brain. The only thing that's working is what they call your lizard brain.
mhm,
You're literally on autopilot. It
mhm,
You fall asleep because your brain shuts down.
mm,
Right? There's people who sleepwalk. There's people who like literally have woken up driving,
mhm,
and it does make you drowsy, right? And you wake up. If you take one at midnight, by the time you wake up at 6 o'clock, you're still feeling the effects of it.
mhm,
Where our products
mm,
allow you to get to sleep, you wake up.
mhm,
The products have a short half life in your body, so you wake up refreshed, and
mhm.
that's a critical one. So sleep gummies, total game changer. The other product that I have to mention is our magnesium balm.
Oh yeah.
So to be honest with you, it ain't that hard to make just a CBD lotion. What's
Mhm,
harder is to make, and CBD is amazing, but like everything else, it's not a miracle cure. It's not a silver bullet, but in combination with some ingredients that have been used for millennia to help with
mhm,
inflammation is critical. So our magnesium balm, we use magnesium from Dead Sea salt. So it's
mm,
super bioavailable. Magnesium, arnica, CBD, eucalyptus,
mhm,
cinnamon, clove. To tie into the Dead Sea theme, we put a little frankincense and myrrh in there.
mm,
We haven't got the gold yet, but
mhm.
that's coming. Which of
It's
course is
coming.
the three gifts to
Mhm,
baby Jesus.
uh-huh.
But it really, really works with pain and inflammation on the muscles and joints, sore backs. It helps with like foot neuropathy. Helps the blood flow. Magnesium is super important to activate mitochondria in the body,
Mhm,
and it also is great for muscle cramps. When you have
mhm,
muscle cramps, it's usually due to a buildup of calcium in your muscles. Good news is that magnesium hits those same receptors that magnesium does, so it actually pulls out the calcium, and then you get the
mhm,
magnesium. So you're taking out the bad stuff, putting in the good stuff. Works amazing, and the
mhm,
magnesium balm is definitely one of my favorites. Changed my life,
mhm.
100%. Did you hear my story on the magnesium balm?
No, but when you're done, I'm going to tell you mine.
Okay,
So go ahead.
pretty crazy. So, uh, like I said, about 10 years ago, I started Sterling and never been a big guy, right? And never been much of a runner. Did a couple of half marathons, but once in a while, I'll go on a run just to
Mhm,
kind of keep in shape. Um, and so 4 years ago, I'd go on a run and I'd go like a block and my left calf would cramp. So I'm
mm,
like, okay, I came home, massage it, rubbed it, tried some different products. And this went on for like 6 months. So through a bunch of evolution and different product, lots and lots of testing with our product team, we came up with our magnesium balm. I put it on my leg, and I was able to go on a run. And so
mhm,
I ran for 3 miles, didn't make any time records, but I went for 3 miles. I'm like, pretty good for a big guy, right?
mhm,
Went 3 miles. That night, I used the restroom, and urinating, and blood came out.
mm,
I'm like, holy smoke, I'm out of shape. Ran for 3 miles and I'm peeing blood.
mhm.
Next morning, I used the restroom again. My urine, not only blood, but there was like chunks came out, like
Oh my God.
hamburger. I'm like, oh my God. not to be gross, but the toilet looked like a scene from CSI Special Victims Unit. It was
Oh
the most
God.
disgusting thing ever.
Yeah,
So
that
I'm
kind
like,
of
holy
scare you,
smoke.
man.
So I call up the doctor, and he's like, well, you got it. You come in. I went in that day, and they did some testing on me, and they found out that I had bladder cancer.
What?
Yeah, I had bladder cancer. I went in, and the doctor said, so they went through chemo, heavy duty chemo, was out for a while. But the doctor said that run literally saved my life. Like if I just went to the gym or went for a swim,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have noticed it. But the
Mm-hmm.
pounding on the
Yeah.
pavement when I was running, the shaking
Mm-hmm.
broke off a piece of the cancer. And I guess cancer grows like a piece of broccoli inside the bladder. So it broke off a piece of cancer. And that's how I found out I had it. So the
Wow.
magnesium balm saved my life. That run saved my life. So I actually developed a product that saved my own life. So,
It's amazing.
and the good news is I just got my 3 year cancer free um, report. So,
Amen. Yeah.
yeah. And
Awesome.
blessings to
Yeah.
all of you and friends and family who've had cancer. But it's a really, really cool group of people that I had a chance to meet that totally changed my life and
Unbelievable.
appreciate what they do.
Well, I'll tell you what, God puts people on this planet for certain reasons. And sometimes the storms or the obstacles we go through are for a reason, for you to maybe develop these products to help other people. My story is not even remotely close to yours. Mine is, I'm a chiropractor for 30 something years and got involved with regenerative medicine, over a decade ago. And these poor little meat hooks here through all the years of working on people, I have developed some, arthritic, especially thumbs, you know, and the day that I saw you at the seminar, my one thumb was just, aching, and here we are living up in the Northeast, as we all know. The weather and the humidity beats our body up. But I walked by the table and I saw you, and you're like, here, put some of this on. So I put some of that magnesium balm on, and I'm not kidding you. Within like minutes, I was like, all right, what's going on? So the very next thing I did is I came back to your table. I'm like, I need to order this stuff right now. And you're like, Mark, we're all sold out already, So I just got some in the mail. Thank you very much. And I tell you, for all those people out there that have even just little aches and pains, I'm amazed. I'm amazed that it worked that quick, and looking forward to experimenting more with it. So thank you for that.
No, that's a great story, and it's funny that you mentioned the thumbs because whenever I'm at specifically a chiropractic convention, they come by the table and like put some on your hands
Hmm.
because chiropractic people beat up their hands more than any other profession, maybe except
Yeah.
for like boxers. Like
Yeah.
boxers are the first profession that
Yeah.
beats up their hands. Number two, close second is chiropractors,
Yeah.
and they always put it in the same spot. Like they always put it
Yep.
right there and what the
Yeah.
thumbs are because
Mhm.
you're as a doctor, a chiropractor, or other profession, you're beating yourself up to
Mhm.
help other people feel better. So it's important that you take care of yourself too, which is hard to do sometimes because you're adjusting everyone all day. And
It's the problem. We always treat ourselves last. I treat a ton of MMA fighters around the country, and trust me, these guys are going to be getting this product, for what they do to themselves in the cage, So yeah, that was an awesome experience. And that was two things, you talked about the sleep gummies, you talked about the magnesium. Is there something else that you think everybody should at least try or investigate?
our third best selling product is a muscle gel.
Hmm.
So magnesium balm, while it works for great for muscle cramps and arthritis, our muscle gel is great for sore and tired muscles. So it has some amazing ingredients in it: capsaicin, camphor, eucalyptus, white willow bark, witch hazel is which of course what aspirin used to be made of, but
Hmm.
super bioavailable. It's got a nice warming effect and it activates and increases the blood flow into certain areas. If you
Hmm.
put on for an MMA fighter or other athlete, you put it on before a workout, your muscles are not sore. You can still get a fantastic workout and not be sore later. So it's like a preemptive strike. Or many chiropractors use it for hot spots when they're or put it on a patient before they're doing an adjustment.
Hmm.
So it relaxes the muscles and loosens them up, so they get a better adjustment with their patient. A
Hmm.
lot of doctors use it for to help people with just sore and tired muscles, and that's a fantastic product for us too, and definitely a winner for us.
Well, I tell you, one of my biggest concerns with what I do with stem cells and exosomes is I don't want anything to interfere with what the stem cells' job is to do, which is to promote healing, to assist the body in healing itself, and that's what I love about your products too. This is not going to slow down or injure the stem cells while they're doing their job. So that was a big concern of mine.
And again, just helping the body help itself.
Hmm.
Stem cells, your body needs to regenerate, right? CBD, magnesium, other components. Your body's thirsty for it. Right? You literally have a system in your body designed to absorb and react to cannabinoids.
Hmm.
So, that kind of true nutrition, right? True work. That's true medical profession, right? It's
Hmm.
not pushing pills. It's
Hmm.
not pushing prescriptions. It's solving the root issue and helping the body heal itself.
Right on. All right, let's do something now. Let's pretend we're going to talk off camera a second. I'm going to tell you some things about my past.
Okay.
When I was young, I was an athlete. I was a jock, and then you had the group that how do I say it nicely? Got high. We used to call them the burnouts and things like
Yeah,
that.
stoners.
Great people. I mean, I was friends with everybody, which was
Yeah.
great. But, our idea of feeling good was totally different. And as I got older, I always had in the back of my head this vision that, CBD or mushrooms or things like that were all marijuana related. And I'm not a smoker. Is this going to hurt me? If I have to, like some of the professionals that we see, do they have to worry about, getting drug tested and failing? So when I, even now as an adult, if it wasn't for some of the education, like when you were speaking, I still in my mind look at it like, well, there's THC. I'm going to get high. Is that going to affect me? Is that going to hurt me? And I think some people still feel that way when you talk about things. They're like, well, that's marijuana. I don't smoke, and I'm not. I want to be able to function, and that's really not the case with what you guys have made.
Thank you for bringing that up because there's still a lot of confusion. And when I give presentations to doctors, I need to spend some time on that because is still a big misconception. There is a big difference between the marijuana plant, which you use to smoke and get high, and the hemp plant, which is used for medicinal purposes. In order for me to be federally legal and for me to ship across the border, I need to align to federal guidelines, and that means it needs to have less than 0.3% THC by weight. It can never be above 0.3% THC from seed to crop production to harvest, never be above. So just a little bit of THC in some of our products. All of our lotions don't have THC in it. You don't need THC. The only products that have a little bit of THC is just our sleep products, because the THC does break the blood-brain barrier and helps the brain relax. But I don't believe, I was a jock also, right? I don't believe in high dose THC. I don't think that getting high is good for you. It used to be, even just a few years ago, science thought that smoking pot wasn't horrible for you, but latest research is saying that smoking and getting high all the time is not good for cognition or mental acuity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's important that we have that distinction between marijuana, which is high THC, so dispensaries, right? So you go to a dispensary. What they do And what they're doing through selective breeding is they're trying to maximize the amount of THC. Right,
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that they're selling in a dispensary has way more T. It has like 3 to 4 times more THC than the stuff that was sold to the stoner or burnouts uh, in the smoking section. We had a smoking section in our high school, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But by maximizing the amount of THC, which they are trying to do at dispensaries, they're trying to get to 30-40% THC. You're minimizing the amount of CBD and other non-psychoactive molecules, which are critical for your body to be functioning properly. So there's a misnomer, right? They call it medical marijuana. There ain't a lot medical about it because by maximizing the THC, it doesn't help. There is a little bit of research that says people who have bad PTSD got some good friends who use THC to just kind of calm the brain down because they've been through some amazing experiences that God bless the military. But what they're finding out is you don't need to have the high dose in there, right? You can just have a little bit, and it has a lot of good beneficial effects to you. So our products are federally legal. We can ship across borders. I need to maintain a high degree of consistency. We have people going out to the fields all the time to make sure that it's never above 0.3% THC. Interesting quick story is like 3 years ago, I bought some seeds from a very reputable seed company, planted them 2 months into the growing season. So these hemp plants are amazing, right? They grow huge, right? They're like 16 feet wide by 60 feet tall, big, huge, bulky plants. Yeah, they're it's crazy how fast they grow. But after 2 months, we did some testing, and our plants came to 0.3, like 6% THC. So it's what you called hot, right? There was too much THC. We literally had to plow the field under.
No.
So we had to destroy the crops because you don't want to be above 0.3. We have regulators, we have testing. We need to make sure that at all times that that we maintain that level of purity and legality because it's important for us and it's important for the people that we're serving.
Yeah, and we want to protect everybody, especially when we're promoting something. We want to protect them and make sure they're getting the best of the best. And again, I know there's a lot of people out there that probably think the same way I do, about marijuana and hemp. And I think that, we're going to have another episode where you could break down some of the science behind some of this. I know CBD, there's CBC, CBG, CBN, and all these different components for different things. And I think it's important that people are educated on it so they can make a rational decision on what product is right for them. And then again, they have you, which we're going to give them all the information on how to reach out and contact you and how to order products and and then again, there's no better education than the one that actually makes it and actually created it for its use for your own self, Lots of things that I do to me first, and I want to know what it's going to do to me before I even think about, sending it out there into the world. And, we've just been so blessed and fortunate to have such a good network of not only doctors and providers, but, people like yourself that manufacture goods that can literally change somebody's life and not have to worry about being drugged, or failing some drug test and, not worrying if you can I function today at work, so that'll be at a future episode. I'm so thrilled at this because, like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of knowledge in this field. And now it's kind of opened my eyes to wow, this is something that really can benefit people. And again, finding the right company that makes the right product that is going by all the rules and regulations. Very important. So I'm proud of what
And
you're doing, man.
yeah, thank you. And that's very kind. And I take that personally, right? Because everything that a doctor sells, everything that is in their office is a representation of the office and is a representation of the doctor. So it's an honor to be in an office. It's an honor to be sold at doctors' offices and professional offices. That's all we sell to, right? So in order for me to have that honor, I need to make sure that I got your back by
Hmm.
doing the little things right, like making sure that it is legal, making sure that our testing comes out correctly. I love what you mentioned about, trying out the products before you use them, right? And I joke around with a lot of doctors. You're like your own guinea pigs. Like you're not going to sell something unless you know it works.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that kind of care, and you care so much about your patients that you're willing to test new things and test new products out before you bring them in the office. And I think that's amazing, right? And I think more professions should align to that, because
Hmm.
if it ain't good enough for you to take, it sure ain't good enough for your
Sure.
patients to take.
I tell people how I got involved with regenerative medicine. They're kind of blown away because I didn't get involved with this to change people's lives. It was really my own life because I had suffered so long with knee injury that was created from playing college football. And when I finally found something, then I started, experimenting with my own family, and at that point it wasn't an experiment, and then my
Yep.
83-year-old mother, and I always tell people, find out what the doctor's doing himself. And if he's giving his mother something, that's the stuff you want to use, you know? Um, the other
I
thing I want to talk about with you is, there's a lot of people out there that have no energy. They're lethargic, they got brain fog, and you have products that will help you. And I'm looking at it right now, and I actually have some of that too, Joe. Thank you for focus and energy, stress relief, things like that. And we're going to talk in more detail in another episode, but briefly talk about, people out there. There's so many that every day they have nothing left in their energy tank. What can you guys give them that can help that?
We're getting older, right? So we don't have the same energy that we used to. And the answer is not, some prescription piece that gets you all jacked up. It's not a Red Bull where you get jacked up on sugar and caffeine, but
Hmm.
we have some products that help the body naturally create the cortisol and enzymes to help you get the energy and focus. One in particular, we have one that is an energy gummy. So it has, and this one has a CBD, it has CBG, it has CoQ10, vitamin B12, it has 50 milligrams of caffeine from a green coffee bean.
Nice.
So it's super easy, much easier in the digestive system. What's funny is my wife can drink like 3 cups of coffee in the morning, but if she has any caffeine in the afternoon, it keeps her up. She can pop one of these. The L-theanine is magic, right? We use L-theanine in a lot of our products, but
Mhm.
kind of smooths everything out. L-theanine being, of course, compound derived from green tea leaves. So super, super cool. And then we just launched some mushroom gummies. So no cannabinoids in it, but mushroom gummies that have um, energy and focus. So ashwagandha, cordyceps. There's one for stress relief that has um, lion's mane,
Oh, that's good stuff,
other
man.
great products in there that help that help people out. It's amazing. And going back real quick, like if I help you out, I that's amazing. But if I'm able to help out your mom or your dad who's older, right?
Yeah,
I'm a rock star
you are a rock star, buddy.
because it's cool. I get the nicest notes when I'm like, oh my gosh, I gave one to my mom and she was able to sleep.
Hmm.
It's really cool. And
Yeah.
actually we have this is a side note, we have one for CBD for dogs. So
Oh, nice.
we get really nice notes like, oh my gosh, I have a 13-year-old lab with hip dysplasia and he's able to walk up the stairs for the first time in a year and a half. I started crying. I'm like, thank you so much for helping out my dog. So it's neat. It's great to hear that feedback from customers because you're making a difference.
100% with the animals. I could tell you firsthand here in my house, this is an animal house. We we are animal rescuers. We always rescue the bully breed. We have pit bulls and of course as they get older, they got issues and yeah, the gummies for these dogs are amazing. So I don't know if I ordered any of that. I might have. I might have, but if not, I'm definitely
I'll
going to
send
pick
you
that
some.
up. Yeah, I'm going to pick that up because, one of our dogs is getting up there in years and, they're, listen, man, in my house, I want to come back a dog,
Yeah,
because,
I know
how they're treated in my house is better than me.
it. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that's something amazing. And,
And it helps with their inflammation, and also it helps chill out with anxiety. So we sell a lot like before Fourth of July or through thunderstorms. We
mhm,
have a 9-month-old lab named Charlie, and there's
mhm,
been times where me and my wife have jumped in the car to um, run some errands. We get like a block away, and we're like, oh my gosh, we forgot to give Charlie his CBD because if we
mhm,
don't give him the CBD, he'll eat our baseboards, which gets really expensive and it just kind of helps chill them out. It's no
yeah.
non THC,
Mhm,
but it just the CBD just helps the brain slow down a little bit. They're not intoxicated, but it does help dogs chill out. Again, during thunderstorms and stressful situations, helps with the
mhm,
separation anxiety. And what's interesting about that is a lot of times patients know their dogs better than they know themselves, right? Is Fluffy feeling good? Dog owners like yourself who just love their dogs are so in
yeah.
tune with their dogs, how their dogs are doing.
Mhm,
And when you give it to your dog, you 100% see a huge difference in their just be able to relax or how they're able to move around. And why I tell this story, it's not a huge seller for us, but it works amazing. Why I tell that story is with animals, there's no placebo effect, right? Dogs have no idea what you're giving to them, but
mhm,
you give it to them. It's a bacon flavored tincture. So
yep.
you can just drop it right in their mouth. They lick it up. You will see 100% a difference in your dog, and it works fantastic because dogs have an endocannabinoid system also, just like
Wow.
humans do. All mammals have one.
That's amazing, man. I can't wait to try that. Because you're right. I mean, dogs day, there is no placebo that what happens happens and you're going to see it, you know? I can't wait to get you back because I want to definitely get into like the mushrooms and, the all that focus and energy product that you have and stress relief. There's so much that you and I are going to talk about. If somebody wants to reach out to you, obviously I'm going to be posting with this, your website, your contact information. But if somebody here is listening and they want to get you, how do they get you, Joe?
Probably best way to get a hold of me is just shoot me an email. Um, Joe at sterlingprofessional.com. Sterling is spelled with an I, STIRLING, professional.com. If you want to try out some product, you have some information, we have an ebook we can send you that talks about a lot of the training that we do for different chiropractic conventions. I got one coming up, the biggest chiropractic convention, FCA, Florida Chiropractic Association. I'm speaking there
Hmm.
in July. So it'll be a great event. One of the keynote speakers there to talk about our products because there's a lot of confusion out there, and I need to make sure that doctors have an understanding. The title of the presentation is Beyond the Hype, the Science of
Hmm.
CBD. So we talk
Hmm.
about the latest research from Harvard, Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, a great piece of research. You talk about CBG. We can talk about it on another podcast, but Yale just came out with a great study in January talking about CBG and how it affects the body. And so I love talking about the compounds because there's so much research out there right now, and big universities, reputable universities are spending a lot of money doing some quality research. So I love to share that with you guys.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for reminding me about Florida. I know that's one of the biggest conventions in the country. And what I subliminally heard from you is, Dr. Mark, I think you should come with me to Florida for the convention.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Plus, I'll get to learn more. For all the patients that I see, all the doctors out there that are doing stem cells, is this something that you would recommend in my world with what I do?
I think it's the perfect combination, right? Stem cells. Just saw some great podcast on from Joe Rogan on stem cells and how it's changing him. Talk about MMA fighters and how they're using it. Total game changer. So I think stem cells are so important to help the body heal, and then in between sessions with you, right? Using products to help keep the and maintain some of the benefits that you have, so they're not coming from session to session. They leave your session, they're at 100%. Next session, you maintain a higher level of activity. So when they have your next session, they're not at zero again, right? They're high, they're still highly functioning, and then boom, you take them over 100% next session. So it's a good, a fantastic way to help people between visits.
That's awesome.
And it's an easy sell, to be honest with you, because it works.
Yeah. It's funny you brought up Joe Rogan, because I treat a ton of MMA fighters, and as you know, he's in that world, him and Dana White, and I keep getting little messages back to me. Joe Rogan's trying to get you on the show. Joe Rogan keeps asking, who's this stem cell guy? Like that. So, Joe, if you're listening to this, maybe we should have you on my show. Otherwise, I know you're in Texas, and I love Texas. So let's get together and give these people all the info that we can, because I know all those guys they are for regenerative medicine, obviously. And when we have a platform and we can announce this stuff to try to help people, that's the biggest gift, and we have to use those platforms in the right way. So I'm looking forward to sitting down with those guys at some point and just seeing what we can do together to help change the world. As far as you and I, my friend, we're gonna keep plugging along here, and I'm gonna definitely have you back on this show, probably a few times, because I want to get into more detail about some of this amazing products that you have with respect to certain conditions that we can help. And is there anything that you would like to say to anyone out there that is thinking about this, considering this?
So two things I would say is, number one, these products help the body restore itself naturally. These products are safe. These products are sold in hundreds of offices across the nation. We have built a very strong reputation of serving the medical community, the holistic, natural community, to help doctors help their patients. On the bottom of my emails where I reach out, the last thing I say in my emails is thank you for everything that you do every day to improve your patients' lives. Because you, as a doctor, you really helping out people. Sometimes you can't see the forest through the trees, but you are making such an amazing impact. And I know you have probably hundreds of stories of how you've changed people's lives. And that is like the coolest thing that I've found since I started this company, is when you really help out people and you really are making a difference. And sometimes the day to day, you're so busy paying bills, taking care of HR, taking care of all the scheduling. All of you out there listening, you obviously give a shit. Sorry for the swear word, but you obviously give a shit. And
we can do that on this show.
So, because you're listening to it, I know that you give a shit. So next weekend, pat yourself on the back, because you deserve it. Because I think together we can help change America's health for the better.
Absolutely. And, not to get political, but I'm going to for 1 second. I'm so happy with the new office because they are for regenerative medicine. And everybody knows, I mean, the future is regenerative medicine and the future is right now. So people need to continue to explore that route. Um, I love what I do, and I know you do. And I feel like it's been a gift and a blessing. And like you said, the reward has been just amazing. I mean, and me being you've seen me, people have seen me on all these Instagram, YouTube things, but I'm a big guy. So for me to get emotional, people are like, "What's up with that big guy? He's crying." But I will tell you, I get so emotional over people's success stories. And when you have success that's in, the 90 percentile area, you could see I'm emotional a lot. I mean, I hate to do this, but this this is
Yeah.
by me at
Amen,
all
man.
times,
Amen.
whether it's here on a show or in the treatment room. It's not just for patients. When they come in and they get emotional, I do too, and because I really do care, and I know you do too. So kudos to you. And listen, man, God bless you for what you're doing. And we're going to just keep walking the path that we were put on and just do the best we can to help people. So I'm going to attach at the bottom of this all the ways that they can reach out to you, your website, your contact information, and then we're going to look forward to having you back on the show again. So I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you, and God bless you. God bless all the listeners, and appreciate you having me on the podcast.
We'll see you all on the next show.